Homerus Americanus. You know, the very name conjures up images of ancient Greece, the Parthenon, Latin 101. But we know this delectable crustacean by another name, the American lobster. Now, to the founding fathers, the lobster was little more than a pest drifting up on the beach in great piles after a howling northeaster. The pioneers considered lobster fit for nothing more than animal fodder or cheap fertilizer. But as the centuries have passed, the lobster has finally attained its rightful position, finally known worldwide as the great gourmet delicacy par excellence. Come with us now as we join Bob and Blanche Bumberson on a fascinating quest across the rocky coast of Maine in search of the unfathomable secrets surrounding Homerus Americanus, the American lobster. It all began one rainy afternoon somewhere west of New Hampshire at the modest 26-room bungalow of Bob and Blanche Bumberson. One small magazine advertisement was about to change their lives. As always, the Bumbersons arrive in style. Definitely their own style, but style nonetheless, eagerly anticipating high adventure on the Maine coast.
Come in. Hi, welcome to Lobsterama. What can I do for you?
Well, we'd like to join the safari. What do you need to be on a safari?
You need to be outfitted. Let's get things started right. First, we need a better hat for you. Let's try this one. Well, we have one for you, too. Here we go. Not quite. Let's get that turned around just a little.
Is it safe to catch these lobsters?
It's safe when you're looking for lobsters like this, as long as you're properly outfitted. First of all, what you're going to need is flotation support. And for the man of the house, we have the man-size flotation collar. This is the type of thing you're going to need. Don't forget these, and of course one of these. And how about this? And for the rocky coast of Maine, for that especially hard-to-get lobster, the pièce de résistance, our specially designed lobster helmet. Well, if you come over this bluff here, and down around this corner, through this canal here, on the other side of that, which is right next to this, you can't miss it over there.
Convinced that they're properly outfitted and having made a generous contribution to the Maine economy, the Bumbersons embark on their lobster safari in earnest, while Ernest, having bagged his quota for the day, bids them a fond farewell. Now that's a unique approach. Well, they've certainly got enthusiasm, but somehow I don't think they got the best fishing hole. Then again, as we all know, giving directions is a cottage industry in Maine. As nightfall approaches, it's obvious Bob ain't having that good of a day.
Howdy, Tim. Go ahead.
Now we're in Tennant's Harbor, Maine, with lobsterman Richard Wall to see how it's really done.
I fish about 500 traps, between 500 and 600. I haul around 175 to 200 a day. And depending on the season, you have to go back and check them anywhere from 3 nights to 5 nights, let them set. But I've found traps that have been missing for months at a time, 2 or 3 months, and the lobsters were in the traps were just as healthy as the ones that had just crawled in. The lobsters shed in the summertime, and so in fishing, you fish in close to the shore in the summertime and on the shoals. And then as the lobsters head for deeper water, you have to shift your traps. So a lot of time is spent trying to keep up to what the lobster's doing, the movement of the lobsters, and those who make a profit from fishing are those who are able to predict that and be there at the right time.
Yeah, you know, you've got quite a load of buoys out here. It's nice you can get them all different colors. Did it take you a long time paint them all different there like that?
Well, that ain't the way it works, Tim. Each fisherman has his own color. It'd be nice if those were all mine, but it's not that way.
Oh, so you only get one color?
I only got one color.
Oh, I thought the other fellows was helping you out. Well, do you suppose we could latch on to one of yours? I don't want anybody else, but latch one of yours, see what's underneath about there?
Why, sure.
Hey, now there's a whole lot of them in there. Now that one's got a cunning little hat on its head. I'd like to take that one right home with me.
Can't take that home with you. It's too short.
Too short for what?
Too short. State law says that measure right there is legal lobster. It's too short. You got to put her back and let her grow.
Well, we'll both let her grow. She's awful
She's
cunning.
next year's income.
Go on. So long, dear. We'll see you next summer. Now, what about the rest of these in here?
Look at this beauty.
Yeah, maybe we can take that one home.
Oh, yeah, that's the legal lobster. We can keep him.
Good enough. I was hoping we'd take one home. Now, what are you handcuffing them?
They put handcuffs on them so that they don't bite each other.
What happens if they do?
They'll kill him. He'll die.
Oh, I wouldn't want a dead one. I think it's better that way. It's been a hard day's hauling, but for a man like Richard Wall, there's just no other way to make a living. After a fruitless quest on the high seas, Bob and Blanche finally take matters into their own hands. Gory, that's an awful rate for lobsters. If you can't afford the black market approach, there is a better way of going about it. Let's talk with Bob Young down to Belfast. He's sold a raft of these critters over the years. Now, Bob, I want to buy a lobster. Now, what am I looking for here, anyway?
Well, you're mainly looking for meat when you come in.
Yeah?
So if you get a hard-shell lobster like these in here,
Yeah?
they'll give you the most meat.
Well, what about a soft shell? How come that ain't got so much meat in them?
Well, soft shell, they take on a bigger shell every year in order to grow.
So you got the small lobster in the bigger shell.
That's right.
That's right.
So you've got the lobster this hard shell in a pound a quarter in the soft shell.
I don't want it. I want the hard shell. But
Well,
now,
price-wise, you're coming out the same.
about the same.
About the same.
Now, what about, is there any difference between boys and girls lobsters?
Oh, yeah. I got one of each right in my hand just for luck.
Well, if you can keep them there.
Well, this one on my left hand is a girl lobster. She's wider across here.
Yeah.
Now, right there, those two little things there designate the female, and these on the male. These are the hard, bony ones.
Yeah. Now, is this about as big as they'll ever get, a lobster?
Oh, no, they'll go to about 30, 35 pounds is the biggest on
Yeah.
record.
35 pounds?
35 pounds.
Geez, that make quite a dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Have the neighbors over.
I guess you could. Invite them right over. And now for a slight detour, let's join Maine's most prominent statesman, Senator Edmund S. Muskie, for a rare glimpse at the obscure art of lobster taming.
It was here in the campaign of 1954 that I learned to hypnotize lobsters. This afternoon, I came up against my toughest lobster. And I should tell you something about him.
To hypnotize is really not that hard. All you do is rub this tail, put it down. You see that claw? He really wants to grab me.
Number one, it was a male. Number two, it was a left-handed male. And number three, his claws were not both tied.
Oh, he's got my finger.
And I have a little finger to show for it. Very lively lobster. I concluded that his name must have been Ollie North. And so, of course, like George Mitchell, I refused to let him win.
A truly memorable part of any lobster safari, a visit to Camp Lobster. For proper lobster cooking technique, let's turn to Tiger Bragdon, one of Maine's premier chefs. Well, now, you know, some folks will get a little queasy tossing them in there like that. You ever lose any sleep at night over that?
Don't bother me at all. I've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, though, they're pretty much dead before they hit the water anyways. The central nervous system of a lobster ain't much.
You mean kinda numb?
Real numb.
Now, Tiger, in your considered professional opinion, what's the best way to cook these crawlers anyways?
Well, you can do it anyway. You can bake them, broil them, stuff them. They do it every way. But I think the best way, and the simplest way, is to take them, put them in a pot, 3-4 inches of water, put a rack in them and steam them. Cook them in their own juices, pound lobster, 13, 14 minutes. Done. Simple, easy, and you can't go wrong.
So you mean say you can take and throw a 2.5 pounder right in there with 1 pounders or what? How do you do that?
You can throw them in together if you want a 1 pounder for an appetizer. That'd be all right.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you wouldn't cook them all together?
No, you want to cook same-size lobsters together.
So
And
they'll cook the same? Is that the idea?
it takes a little bit longer for weight. Oh, yeah. She's done.
Oh, now that's a cocker. Wicked elegant.
Finest kind, Cap. Finest kind.
Looks like they finally got him cooked. But there's still one more hurdle. For the uninitiated, it's a little like breaking and entering. Of course, the natives deserve their share of summer amusement as well. Oh, what a sorry crew. You talk about from away. That crowd, they're gonna need all the help they can get. Look here, now look, you need some real serious help. Look, first of all, dear, look, you just put them right aside there. Look, you see this? Now that's a good lobster, and there's nothing wrong with it. You don't know how to go about it, see? You've got to first rip that off there, see? Now, anybody can do it. It don't take much work, see? Now, you see there, you got your claw here. Now, that's a good claw. Now, this thing here, you know, this ain't just like a piece of jewelry to hang around your neck like a peace sign. You take that, muck her right up there, and just give her a good squeeze. Yeah, that's all right. You get a little bit on you. It don't matter a bit. It'll wash right off. Now, look. So you open her up. There's meat in there. And then look at that, see? Look at that, marvelous. You can get that good lobster meat all the way down in through there. If you need cracker again, why, nobody's going to mind at all. So just cracker again like that. Now look at that nice lobster meat in there. Ain't that gorgeous? See, that's all you got. That's how you start. Now see, what you do, after your claws, you still got a lot of meat right in them knuckles. See, like that, you pick it up, you take that cracker just like before, and you give her a good squeeze like that. See, now that'll come right off of there, just like that. You can take, and you can pick that right out of there, like that. See? You might have to pull it open a little bit. That's all right, too. Go like that. Pick that meat right out of there. Look at that, huh? Yeah, take that right there. Now, you can get the butter on there. Oh, that'll be marvelous. Just what you're looking for. Okay, now you're all set. Now, let's see if we can't get you started. Now, what you want to do is, why don't you start right with the tail here? See, you rip that off, comes off good, save that, there's good stuff there. Then you take and rip off them little finny things on the bottom. Okay, now all you got to do, see that? Look close, see? Pops right out at you, slick as a cup of custard. And you take and peel that right back. Save that, that's awful good. Set this right aside, you want to clean all that out of there. And then you got your two good big hunks of lobster meat. Just finest kind right there, look. Ain't that nice? There, now slap that right in there, yeah, right in that butter. Take you a good chunk out of that there. Ah, yeah, that's a lot better than them cow burgers you was munching, ain't it? Nice. Look, nice lobster meat right there. Yeah, okay, just rip that right off of there. Yeah, that's what you do. Take that end off there, and you can put that whole thing right in your mouth. And, yeah, just like that. Now, chomp that right down and kind of go up as you go. There, see, there's a lot of meat in there. Huh? Now, that is it. Don't you think you've got the hang of it now? All right. You're really getting to work.
154, your order's ready. 12 and 13, your order's ready.
Now let's visit Olympic gold medalist Joan Benoit Samuelson and her dog Creosote at their seaside home in Freeport. Now, Joni, these folks, we all realize these folks that don't know what to do with leftover lobster. But I run into a couple the other day that don't even suspect what to do with it. Now, what do you do with your lobster after you've had your lobster bake? You got some left over.
Well, I personally think leftover lobster is the best lobster around. The lobster bake is a lot of fun the night before, but the chilled lobster the day after I think is the finest kind. What I do is usually prepare a lobster salad. I take one of these things. Now, this isn't a pine cone, mind you. It's an artichoke.
Oh, yeah, I've seen them in the stores.
And I fill it with a lobster salad, which consists of some of this lobster meat, a little bit of the mayonnaise, a dite of what's this here sauce.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
And a little sprinkle of cayenne pepper. And I think you'll find it tastes mighty fine. Well, we have all the fixings. Why don't we go ahead and make the salad? And I'll let you start by pouring that lobster meat into that bowl.
Put it right into the bowl, the whole thing?
The whole thing, all of it.
All right. Look at that. Marvelous. Yeah. Okay, what's next?
I'll mix the mayo, and you can sprinkle a little of that cayenne pepper and Worcestershire sauce right in.
Okay.
Right.
How much?
Oh, just a dite of the pepper and a couple sprinkles of the Worcestershire sauce.
Little scrid?
That's fine. That's great.
Just a scrid there, and a dite of this.
I'll just put a little bit of this lemon in.
Oh, that looks mighty good.
It's going to be a
Just
delicious
like that.
salad.
That's not hard at all.
Very easy.
Now we're going to put
And
them in.
people wonder what to do with leftover lobster. I'll tell you.
And I don't anymore, that's for sure. Now you steam these beforehand, cut the middle out of them and everything.
That's right. So it makes a nice house for this delicious lobster salad.
Kind of cute, too.
It really is. It's a real piece of art.
Yeah, that's homegrown lobster art for lunch. Then there's always the problem of lugging them home.
May I see your license and registration, please? We have reason to believe that this vehicle contains inappropriately transported lobster.
You know, life is just one damn thing after another.
Aha! Just what I suspected. Not a pretty sight. Remember, folks, Maine has a tough lobster law.
Bob, if I got some of these If you want to avoid the long claw of the law and still bring them back alive, whether they're going to Istanbul or Paramus, New Jersey, the local lobster pound can do the whole job for you. Now, Bob, I see here you got this bucket of seaweed there. Now, what's that for? Just atmosphere, or?
Oh, no, Tim. We put that in the bottom of the box to cushion the lobsters and keep them moist in transit.
Now, what's that other stuff? Blue, you're putting that blue in there.
Oh, yeah, we put them blue packs in there. That keeps them cold. It's an artificial ice. We put that in there to keep the lobsters at about 40 degrees.
And right on top of you got the lobster. They look kind of cozy in there.
Oh, they're happy as a little bird in there. We put a little more seaweed on top, and away they go.
Well, we'll have to say goodbye to them, I guess. Now, here's a cute little rig. What's this here for, Bob?
Well, that's for taking lobster with you on the plane. You can put it under the seat, and they go first class.
Well, I think it's pretty sharp. I heard a flying fish. Now, I guess we got flying lobsters. At these formal lobster soirees, a proper butler is essential. About it. If It's wicked hard to get good help these days.
To know about these little critters. You know about their physical attributes, about their mating characteristics. You know all about them. Well, there's one thing you don't know, and it's vitally important. You don't know about the soul of a lobster. That's right. A lobster is God's creation. These little critters deserve to live in eternity. That's right, friends. That's why we need your help, your support. So send your money. $10, $20, $100. If you need to mortgage your house, what's it worth? For lobsters to spend eternity.